What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is 8:49 p.m. Eastern Time here in the United States, and I wanted to give you an update on the situation in the Middle East. So, what you're looking at here are the flight paths of a U.S. presidential doomsday plane and a U.S. nuke sniffer plane that are airborne right now. So the presidential doomsday plane just took off from Offutt Air Base in Omaha, Nebraska, just about 30 minutes ago. And we have a nuke sniffer plane on the tarmac right now, getting ready to take off. Okay. So this is actually the second nuke sniffer that's been airborne today. And the U.S. did conduct a Minuteman III ICBM test today, which supposedly failed. Here was the other nuke sniffer that was airborne earlier today. It flew from Offutt Air Base to Billings, and it was circling the Billings airport for a while, doing touch and goes, and then it flew back to Offutt Air Base. Very interesting. We also had a nuclear war command and control plane airborne at the same time. So the U.S. government is prepping for a potential onslaught of Iranian cyber attacks in retaliation for support for Israel in its conflict with Hamas. And this is being reported by Politico. And apparently, Israel has received the green light from the U.S. for action in Lebanon in order to severely damage Hezbollah. Okay, so the U.S. has given the green light to Israel to attack Hezbollah. And we have some breaking news coming in that U.S. senators are discussing a peacekeeping force in Gaza after Hamas falls. I reported this earlier today, but I have some more information about this I want to share with you. So, this is coming from Politico. Talks are underway to establish a multinational force in Gaza after Israel uproots Hamas. Two senators confirmed Wednesday. Senators Chris Van Hollen, a Democrat from Maryland, and Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from Connecticut, told Politico that there's early closed door diplomacy over establishing a peacekeeping force in Gaza, though it was not likely to include American troops. There are ongoing conversations regarding the possible composition of an international force, Van Hollen said, refusing to go into specific detail. They are very preliminary and fragile. I do think it's important to have some kind of multinational force in Gaza as a transition to whatever comes next, he continued. Okay, so very, very interesting. And wanted to just update you on these Israeli missile ships that are going to the Red Sea. So we have some more information about them. So these are the SAR 5 corvettes. Okay, and there's been various conflicting reports on the internet about these ships, and some people were saying that these were missile defense ships, and that's not entirely true. These are just your basic corvettes. Actually, they're more like frigates. They're mostly an offensive warship, but in recent years, Israel was able to mount the Iron Dome missile defense system onto the helipad of these SAR 5 corvettes. Okay, so it's very possible that they're moving these into the Red Sea so they can shoot down missiles coming from Yemen. However, there's also two Iranian missile ships in the Red Sea right now as well. Okay, so it's possible that they could be there to sink those Iranian ships if Iran starts launching missiles at Israel. But apparently, Israel has moved an unspecified number of the SAR 5 class missile corvettes into the Red Sea. And here's a post on their Twitter account. Okay, you can see November the 1st, 2023, 2:52 a.m. This is the IDF Twitter page, and they have a picture here, or video actually, of some of these corvettes going to the Red Sea. In accordance with the assessment of the situation and as part of the strengthening of the defense effort in the area, missile ships of the Sea Arm arrived in the Red Sea yesterday. So they're already in the Red Sea, guys. Okay, so we have two Iranian missile ships, an unspecified number of Israeli offensive slash defensive ships. We also have the U.S. Marine Expeditionary Unit with amphibious assault ships in the Red Sea as well. So a lot of players in the Red Sea right now. And here's some pictures that they released here. All right, there you have it. So very, very concerning information. And here's a picture of one of the Iron Dome launchers mounted onto the helipad of one of these SAR 5 missile corvettes. Okay. So they have adopted these corvettes to carry the Iron Dome missile defenses. So very cool. And here we have an article from the Air Force Global Strike Command, and they posted this today. They basically said that the Minuteman III ICBM test failed. So I'll read to you a little bit of what they wrote here. So, Space Launch Delta 30 safely terminated an unarmed Minuteman III ICBM over the Pacific Ocean at 12:06 a.m. Pacific time on November the 1st due to an anomaly during a test launch from Vandenberg Space Force Base, California. An anomaly is an unexpected event during the test. Since anomalies may arise from many factors related to the operational platform itself or the test equipment, careful analysis is needed to identify the cause. Okay, so I don't know if this is a problem with the actual missile itself or the testing parameters, how they were testing it and what they were using to launch it, because obviously it wasn't launched from a silo. So it could have been something related to the launch platform and the testing equipment rather than the missile itself. But if it's true that the missile is the reason why the test failed, then that's very concerning, guys. Very, very concerning. And look at all the warships in the Eastern Mediterranean, guys. I mean, we have dozens of warships. Okay, two carrier strike groups, several warships, frigates, corvettes, missile cruisers. I mean, just dozens and dozens of naval assets in the Mediterranean right now. We've never seen anything like this in our lifetime. This amount of naval assets in this part of the world. We haven't seen that since World War II. Okay. And here we have the approximate location of the U.S. Marine Expeditionary Unit in the northern Red Sea. And what you're looking at here is the flight path of a KC-130 plane. And these planes are used to bring supplies to ships at sea. Okay, so it was bringing supplies to the amphibious assault ships that the Marine Expeditionary Unit operates. Okay, so they're very close to the Suez Canal. Okay, this is the Suez Canal right here. So, they're trying to basically protect this area, I think, to make sure that the Suez Canal stays open. But we have two Iranian missile ships in the area, and then, of course, the Israeli ships as well. And we have some concerning information that the Marine Corps' 248th ball, scheduled for the 16th of November, has been canceled. And here's an official letter from Major General McPhillips. And I'll read to you what he wrote here. I hope this letter finds you in good health and high spirits. Regretfully and with a strong sense of duty, I write to inform you of a decision that I had to make regarding the Marine Corps 248th ball scheduled for the 16th of November. Due to unforeseen operational commitments and the nature of our current mission, it is with great regret that we must cancel this year's event. Our primary responsibility as Marines is to ensure the security and defense of our nation. It is this commitment to duty that has necessitated the cancellation of what would undoubtedly have been an exceptional evening of camaraderie and tradition. I appreciate the immense effort that has gone into planning and preparation for this year's ball, and I want to express my gratitude to all those who have dedicated their time and effort. While we must forego this opportunity this year, it is a reminder of the sacrifices we make in service to our country. Please know that this decision was not made lightly, and the chief consideration was the need to uphold the highest standards of readiness and the completion of our operational responsibilities. Okay, so this is very concerning, guys. Very concerning. Look what it says here. Our primary responsibilities as Marines is to ensure the security and defense of our nation. It is this commitment to duty that has necessitated the cancellation, okay, due to unforeseen operational commitments. So, looks like things are about to escalate, and the Marines have to cancel their ball, which is unfortunate, but looks like Marines may be deployed to the Middle East soon. And we have some breaking news that Secretary of State Anthony Blinken is going to be visiting Turkey this Sunday after visiting Israel and Jordan this Friday. And the commander of Iran's IRGC Quds force has apparently arrived in Beirut. So he's probably going to be meeting with the president of Lebanon and also Hezbollah. And another U.S. military base, actually, two bases were hit. The Al Tanf military base in southern Syria near the border with Iraq and Jordan was reportedly targeted by Iranian backed militias with two kamikaze attack drones. And this is now likely the fourth attack on American troops in Syria within the last 12 hours. And the Egyptian army has begun to deploy a number of M60A3 Patton main battle tanks and YPR 765 infantry fighting vehicles near the Rafah border crossing between the Sinai Peninsula of Egypt and the Gaza Strip, as fears continue to mount that the Palestinian refugees may soon begin to flood the region. So this could cause a war between Egypt and Israel. Explosions have been reported at the Al Omar oil fields near the city of Deir Azor in eastern Syria. Yet again, this would be the 37th attack on U.S. forces in the Middle East since October 7th. Okay, 37th attack. And the commander of ground operations in the Israeli army said that in recent days, we have dismantled Hamas's weapons arsenals and killed many of its fighters. The New York Times, quoting sources from the Pentagon, says one of the tasks of American special forces in Israel is to protect the embassy. And on the Lebanese-Israeli border, there were reports of a guided missile that was launched from Lebanon towards the Yiftah settlement. This was reported by Israeli Channel 12. And in Syria, there's reports that the Conoco gas pipeline under control of U.S. coalition forces in Deir Azor was targeted with explosives, okay? It looks like these Iranian militias are targeting the oil fields and the gas pipelines, and that's what they're trying to do, is take those out to cut off the supply of fuel to our troops. And Saudi Arabia has given the green light for the deployment of U.S. air defense systems in Saudi Arabia to protect Israel from external attack. This was confirmed by Saudi Arabia's defense minister. And the Houthi rebels in Yemen published a warning to the U.S. Navy in the region, and they said, stop the genocide in the Gaza Strip or your forces will be overwhelmed. And they published this graphic here, okay, showing what appears to be a U.S. Warship with missiles coming at it, okay? And the Azerbaijani army held snap drills today on the border with Iran in Nakhchivan, and they were checking their combat readiness in the event of a major escalation in the Middle East, okay? So the Azerbaijani army holding snap exercises right on the border with Iran. And the UAE and Jordan are concerned about the intervention of the Ansarullah terrorist group in the war between Israel and Hamas. So that would be another terrorist group that they would have to deal with in addition to the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Iranian militias, and now the Ansarullah. And Iran recently conducted missile exercises that revolved around attacking the Israeli nuclear reactor in Dimona, which is actually where Israel's nuclear weapons program started in the Negev nuclear research facility. So that's very, very concerning, guys. It's very possible that Iran could target Israeli nuclear sites to just contaminate Israel. And the general of the Yemen armed forces posted a statement reaffirming his support for Hamas and the Palestinians. He wrote, "The Yemeni armed forces continue to carry out their military operations in support of and victory for the oppression of the Palestinian people and in response to the calls and demands of the Yemeni people and all the peoples of the nation, and until the Israeli aggression against our brothers in steadfast Gaza stops." All right, so the Yemen military is basically at war now with Israel. They've officially declared war, and then of course the Houthis have also declared war. And this Friday we could see Hezbollah potentially declare war. And the Norwegian foreign minister said, "We support an immediate ceasefire in Gaza." A French Navy Barracuda class nuclear powered attack sub was spotted leaving a submarine base in France today, potentially going to the Eastern Mediterranean. And we have some unusual Russian air defense activity in Rostov on Don, which is a city in Russia right next to Ukraine. Apparently, the Russians have set up 10 S 400 missile defense systems, complete with 10 transporter erector launchers, one X band radar, and one S band radar. And South Korea says they have intelligence that North Korea is planning to provide weapons to Hamas, the Iranian militants, and the Palestinians in Israel. So that's the latest information that I have, guys. Things are continuing to escalate. So now's not the time to slow down. Now's the time to ramp up your preparedness. Make sure you have everything you need because things are going to kick off very, very soon. Any day now, things are going to escalate dramatically in the Middle East. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have everything you need. And I will continue to update you guys. And make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon below so you get notified when I post these emergency updates. And I will be going live when things do escalate. And I'm going to continue to monitor the situation and update you guys regularly every single day. So until next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.